When I gaze at the upcoming 2025 minor grand trine chart, it is awe-inspiring. Several astrologers have said they have gone back thousands of years and cannot find another time when all the outer planets, Saturn through Pluto, were changing signs in such a short period of time. Next year, they will all next year they are all in minor grand trine to each other as well. And this configuration is all air and fire signs. This could denote rapid changes in civilization in a short period of time.
Yeah.
And it's starting so soon. My question is whether you have any advice on how to counsel others and ourselves to prepare for these potentially massive changes. Much gratitude, Lori.
Yes. Well, fasten your seatbelts, there's a start. I was in a Zoom call yesterday or day before with a Uranian astrologer, Gary Kristen, and he said that the last time this had happened was 5,000 years ago. It is a rare event. I'm not sure if that's true. I didn't check it, but that's quoting him. Now, just to make sure everybody's up to speed with this, the term minor grand trine, I understand what's intended there. I'd never heard the term before myself. What it is, we're going to have Pluto entering Aquarius. We're going to have Neptune and Saturn entering Aries, and we're going to have Uranus entering Gemini, and all pretty close together. And so the effect here, if we just picture a conjunction of Neptune and Saturn, put it on the ascendant and call that the first point of Aries. Okay, so Saturn and Neptune conjunct on that ascendant, and then a cusp of Aquarius, or up on the 11th house cusp, Pluto entering Aquarius. And then down cusp of the third house, or Gemini, we have Uranus, crossing into Gemini. So it's like we have a trine of Pluto and Uranus with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction on the midpoint of them, halfway between the Pluto and the Uranus. That's the structure. It's kind of beautiful geometry. And of course, when outer planets change signs, the tone of society changes, the spirit of the world changes. And here we have all of this stuff happening, kind of at once. With the world in 2026 will seem like a very different place than the world today. Good news or bad news depends on how humanity responds to it. This is not something where we just wait and hope for the best, but instead recognize that if humanity does well with this, it's because some significant percentage of the 8.5 billion of us on the planet now made positive evolutionary changes. And if you embrace obviously this is complicated stuff, but if you get all of this right, let me just put it like that for starters. If you get it all right, that's good for you, but it's also good for everybody else, because you've sent out a ripple of energy of positive response to this. Humans are interacting with each other energetically all the time. And if somebody in Bangladesh gets this right, they've helped you, just like you're helping somebody in Bangladesh, even though you're never going to meet. There's just one ocean of consciousness here. So we're not powerless in the face of this. Um, this question, to do justice to it, would be like a weekend workshop, because basically we need to understand the positive meanings, the evolutionary intention of four major events, and then we need to understand how they interact with each other. I'm going to, because fully answering the question would take the rest of our time together. I'm not going to do that. But instead, I want to pick up on one piece of the puzzle that's going to be getting a lot of astrological attention, and that's Neptune leaving Pisces, which it entered back in 2011, 2012, in and out, and now about to cross into Aries. And so there has been, and everyone here embodies what I'm about to say, there's been a great pulse of spiritualization, of opening of consciousness. There has been a spiritual renaissance on the earth. It's hidden behind the terrible headlines. We always have terrible headlines, but think about all the people who kind of believed in God in 2010, and now they're practicing meditation every day. Think of all the people who meditated in 2010 who are now meditation teachers or evolutionary astrologers. The sense of spiritual empowerment on the earth has been so strong. But then we think of Neptune and Pisces, Neptune very strong in Pisces, of course. But when we think of the shadow side of it, or we're just looking at it a little more suspiciously. The phrase navel gazing comes to mind, that's kind of the darker face of Piscean or Neptunian energy. Back off, I'm meditating, which kind of isolates us from everything else. Well, Neptune enters Aries, and Aries is active. Aries is the warrior. Put Neptune in Aries, you've got the spiritual warrior archetype. And so all of us who have benefited enormously from our navel gazing since 2011, it's time to do something about it. It's like being the spiritual warriors, being forceful in how we bring this to the world. And so we have the development of spiritual confidence, and Saturn to that mix, because there will be the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune, or put the word discipline in the mixture. So spiritual discipline, an illustration. There are millions of ways to get this right, but I could imagine someone responding to it really strongly and deciding, I need to do a vision quest. I need to spend 3 days alone in the wilderness, fasting, or, I'm going to challenge myself spiritually. And it's not easy to do this. There's the Saturn signature. And so someone kind of engineering intentionally a spiritual breakthrough for themselves through this act of discipline and Aryan courage. And thus they empower themselves to be one of the 8.5 billion who's making a positive difference. And we could throw in Pluto and Aquarius, we could throw in the Uranus and Gemini, finding our voice, and it all obviously metastasizes into a very huge question. But this is the energy field that we're about to enter. I'm personally quite excited about it. So thank you.
Yeah, beautiful answer. I love how you show us how important our work is as evolutionary astrologers. We're all part of this collective
Mhm.
change and supporting it.